Hi there. So in our breathwork today, we're going to be looking at diaphragmatic breathing. So as I mentioned yesterday, this is really about breathing well. It's about breathing deeply. And for many of us, we kind of think about what we eat, we think about what we drink, we don't really think about how we breathe. If you imagine the breath, it's the first thing we do in life and it's the last thing we do in life. And actually it's really, really important to learn to breathe well. And also learn not only to breathe well whilst you're concentrating on your practice, on your mat, but also in life in general. So maybe you're in a meeting and you're kind of concentrating so much you forget to breathe, or you're driving. I know sometimes for me, I'll get to traffic lights and I'll be like, it's because I've been holding my breath, concentrating so much. And so, we want to kind of try to incorporate our good breathing, if you like, our diaphragmatic breathing into everyday life, and just noticing sometimes when you hold your breath. So for me, it's when I'm driving, sometimes when I'm doing an email, I'll be concentrating so much, and at the end of the email I go, so it's like clearly I haven't been breathing particularly well. So by bringing the awareness to the breath, we'll just find ourselves breathing better every day. For many people, you find yourself breathing from the chest, and we want to breathe deeper. We want to breathe down into the diaphragm. And today we're going to do this by lying down, because we can really feel it. And it's also a very nice practice, lying down. So maybe you could use this before you go to sleep, maybe use it when you wake up. It's just nice practice to know about. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to come to lie down for our breathing practice today, which is unusual, I know. So find yourself lying down, but have the feet on the ground, so the knees are going to be bent. You don't need anything in particular. You could have a cushion under the head if you want to. So I might have a little cushion under my head, actually. It'll be quite nice. And then just literally let yourself settle. So your feet are on the ground. Maybe you've got a little cushion in front of your head. You don't need an eye pillow on, because I want you to be very alert. So this is an active breathing practice. We're not kind of relaxing here. We're really focusing on the breath. So we're going to have both hands just resting around the side ribs. So feel the hands and just notice the side ribs. And keeping the eyes open just for a moment or two, we're just going to bring the attention to the nostrils. Feel a nice cool air coming in through the nose. Closing the eyes if you want to, and then let the breath come out through the nose. Notice it be slightly warmer. Notice the cool air coming in and the slightly warmer air going out. And then with the hands resting on the ribs, see if you can soften into the shoulders a little. And then, so maybe move the hands so those shoulders can be relaxed and soft. And then just notice the breath now underneath the hands. See if you can really feel, ideally, a rise and fall. So as you breathe in, there's an expansion, there's a rise. And as you breathe out, there's a contraction. So I don't know whether you can actually see, maybe if I bring my top up a little bit. So here you can see my hands rising and falling. I'm exaggerating this a little bit. So you can see it, breathing in the expansion, breathing out the contraction. So you can really see that fall. It might not be as dramatic as that. I'm over-emphasising a little bit just so you feel it, just so you can see it. But breathing in the expansion, breathing out the contraction, breathing in and breathing out. Good. Just carrying on like that for a moment or two, focusing all the attention on the breath. Can you feel the breath coming in through the nose? Can you feel the breath going out through the nose? Can you feel the expansion around the side ribs? So the ribs are protecting the lungs are expanding as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, they're contracting. Breathing in and breathing out. Just have a little play around with breathing in as deeply as you can. Notice the really big expansion then. And breathing out as deeply as you can. Letting all the air leave the body. Breathing in as deeply as you can. I know it's more exaggerated than normal, but breathe in as deeply as you can. And breathing out as deeply as you can. So you might notice now the breath is long and slow. So just settling into your natural rhythm, breathing in and breathing out. If anything, try to slow it down. Anytime you notice your breath, it's usually a little bit faster than we'd like. So just every time you notice the breath, just slowing it down a little, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then just leaving one hand around the side ribs or around the belly, just bring one hand towards the chest, and now just notice where you feel the movements. You might feel a little bit of movement with the hand on the chest, but most of the movement's going to be down here, down into the diaphragm. So once again, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then bring both hands back to the side ribs, let the arms settle on the ground. And again, just take a moment just to wiggle into the feet. So lift the toes up, space the toes out, place them down. And then just come back to the sensation of the breath on the inhale through the nose. And out through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And just continue with this just for a few more moments, just a couple more moments, breathing in deeply. Just notice when you get distracted and the mind gets busy, just bring it back to the breath. And then when you're ready, just letting that go. Let's just hug the knees in, have a little rock left to right. So as I mentioned, this is really nice practice. You could practice it first thing in the morning when you wake up, or you could practice it at night before you go to sleep. And sometimes it even makes you go to sleep. If you're struggling to go to sleep, it can be quite a nice way just to ease your way into sleep. And then either rocking to one side, or maybe you want a little rock up and down the spine. Maybe just let the feet hover so that you're working the core a little bit. Or you could roll to one side, no problem. And then you're just going to come all the way back up to sitting. And part of the reason we want to, when we're sitting and we're doing our breath work, we want to sit well. So what do I mean by that? Again, we're not collapsing and we're not really stiff. We're sitting on a block or a cushion or a book. And we kind of find that sense of like lift from the base of the body. So around just below the belly button, feel the drawing in there. Feel the core of the body working. Notice the strength in the lower back as you get used to sitting upright, and notice the shoulders. So it's unusual that we lie down for our breath practice, but today I wanted to do that just to help us really feel into that expansion and contraction. And as I say, it's a nice thing to do in bed when you wake up or when you're about to go to sleep. But equally, just every now and again this week and forever if possible, just bring your attention to the breath. So when we bring our attention to the breath, not only does it help us breathe better, we're like, oh yeah, we're breathing a bit shallowly, but also it brings us into the present moment, because when you're thinking about the breath completely, we can't be worrying about yesterday or tomorrow or thinking about what happened for dinner or how did that meeting go, what we should have said, blah, blah, blah. No, that noise just kind of goes away. We're focusing fully on the inhale, we're feeling the inhale, and we're feeling the exhale. So as I say, if we're breathing well, it helps to reduce pressure in the heart, which reduces the heart rate, helps to reduce blood pressure, and it serves all of our bodily functions a lot better. So our respiratory system, our digestive system, people do report better digestion when they're breathing well, and also helps just calm the mind. When we're breathing shallowly, our mind can be quite jumbled and kind of erratic. So the more we kind of slow it down, then the more we think clearly as well. So many benefits to breathing well. So hopefully you've kind of just picked up a few pieces from today that you can take into your life and spread those words, because a lot of people around you, you'll be noticing after a while they're not breathing very well. So just maybe encourage them to breathe well as well. So thank you very much for being here today. Lovely to see you, and I will see you tomorrow for some meditation.